Hello everyone, a very good morning, good afternoon and good evening to all of you. This is your host Vaibhav. In today's session of JForex Indicators Explained, we will be considering the indicator named as oscillator of a moving average. We will see how we can utilize this indicator to look for the profitable opportunities in the Euro USD is the most commonly traded instrument in the Forex segment. It's taking some time. All right, here we got it. And I will change this to hourly. Okay. For you to add this indicator, all that is needed is a quick search. If you type in OSMA, oscillator of a moving average, you will get this plotted on the lower side of this chart, and I will give you a simple explanation of the underlying logic. This indicator measures the difference between the oscillator and its moving average. If we have any oscillator, for example, the indicators like MACD, RSI, and RMI are the examples of oscillators. You can use these oscillator, any one of the oscillator, for the purpose of figuring out the moving average of a oscillator. So if you are working with the MACD, it has two components, the signal line and the MACD line. We look at the difference of these two lines and plot it on the bar chart frame. And if you look at that MACD's histogram, you will realize that the difference between the signal line and the MACD line is plotted, and whenever the difference is positive, we consider it to be indicative of the bullishness in the market, and when the difference is negative, that is indicative of the bearish sentiments prevailing over the bullish sentiments in the market. Now, if we consider this OSMA indicator, which has a default setup of 12, 26, 9, this is basically the MACD indicators histogram has disadvantages. You will stand to gain as you will have the higher probability of making money. So that is the whole. The output value of the SMA is declining much more deeper in the negative territory. That means the bearish trend is getting stronger, and we can continue to ride this trend. And if and when we see the output of the OSMA again starting to rise while being still in the negative territory, that means the ongoing bearish trend is now showing the signs of stabilizing and reversing in course of time. So that is something which we should also keep in mind. So both these things can be kept in mind, and these are also the advantages as well as disadvantages of working with this indicator. The advantage is that you will have filtering of the noise only the trades where there has been a substantial price move, and also it has been validated on good enough time frame. We will have these signals generated, so it will filter out the noise, it will cancel out some of these trades when the underlying instrument remains sideways, and it will help you in maximizing the potential profitable opportunity. But also there is back there are some drawbacks as well. As is the case with the moving average, since there is also an indicator based on the moving average, we have the lag in terms of the output catching up with the price action. Of course, the price action is the fastest way to interpret what is going on in the market. And in case of the OSMA, we will have the lag because we will be considering the average price over a chosen time frame, and even if the current output has changed sharply, the output of the moving average of the underlying instrument will take time. So as a result of that, there is going to be this situation where we will have to wait for the confirmation of the signal, and that will result in some lag and even some missed opportunities. So we will have to be careful while working with this indicator and keep in mind its disadvantages also. Now let us look at the editing options provided on the platform. You can opt for different types of oscillators, so that possibility is there. While working with the indicator, you can opt for different types of oscillators, and we can then take the moving average of those oscillators. You can also vary the applied price. You can go for close price, open price, high price, low price, median price, typical price, and the weighted close price. So all these different types of prices are available for us to take advantage of. Fast period, we can also define these fast period, slow period, and single period combination. This is a default combination of working with the MACD, but given on based on your own criterion, you can always vary this combination. The output, we will have these output value plotted in a bar chart format, but if you feel like, you can change that as well. You can even go for a different color combination. So all these options are provided on the chart to make the chart look as interesting as possible. You can even reduce the transparency if you feel that it is looking too prominent on the chart. Then in that case, you can go for the increased transparency, and it will make the indicator look much less prominent and appear in the background. And you can have multiple indicators plotted while keeping the chart's quality quite good. Coming to the advanced editing option, you can go for recalculate on new candle only, highlight the time period zone. So these two options are not going to make much of an impact, but the calculate from custom data is quite important. We have to use these options mindfully, because we get this option of going for the instrument from the chart, or we can even have a fixed instrument and the indicator will be plotted only for that. The candle period can also be independently defined for the instrument of our choice, and even if the chart is of hourly, we can have the output value of the indicator defined as per, say, for example, 10 minutes. So that possibility is there, and it opens up new vistas of opportunities. The spread side can be ask and bid, so two options are there. You can have this indicator on all the candle periods, or you can even specify certain time frame on which you can use these indicators output value for defining and determining whether to trade or not. And if you want these indicator to be available on only particular time frame, you will have to specify it, or else you can have this indicator available on all the candle periods. Base period can be 4 hours, 1 day, up to 1 month, but this is not going to make much of a difference. So I will revert back to 4 hours. So that's it from my side for today's session of JForex Indicators Explained, where we looked at the logic and some of the representative examples of working with the moving average of a oscillator, the OSM indicator. I hope you got these points which were explained in a very simplistic manner. And if you have any query or any idea to share, do write to me in feedback, and I will be more than happy to take the discussion forward. Thank you all for joining in. Have a fabulous time ahead. See you next time around. Till then, goodbye.